China is planning 3 new missions to the moon after finding a potential energy source there. Oh man, I can't wait for the world's superpowers to blow up the damn moon. They've been in the pocket of big tide long enough. The January 6th committee is considering sharing their evidence with the Department of Justice. To which I would say, oh my fucking God, how are you not doing that already? You're like 5 minutes away from each other. Schedule a brunch. A guy wearing a clown wig and brandishing a gun stormed into a Dairy Queen and said he was going to kill all the Democrats because Trump was still president. A warning to all the kids out there. This is what happens when you consume 3 peanut butter parfaits really fast. Gives you a fascism headache. Please. Pace yourselves. Biden has announced a new plan to take on a malignant amorphous mass that is a threat to all living creatures in the U.S. It's cancer. Cancer. Biden called on the scientific community to eradicate the disease, which may be bad news for the surging number of mortuary school applicants. But luckily, he didn't announce any new strategies for COVID or monkeypox, so they may be okay after all. Lindsey Graham has introduced a bill that would ban abortions nationwide after 15 weeks. Reached for comment, Mitch McConnell said, "Ixnay on the abortione before the midterms may." Mike Lindell says he had his cell phone confiscated by the FBI at a Hardee's drive-thru.
I run 5 companies off that. I don't have a computer. My hearing aids run off this. Everything runs off my phone.
So you carry a single point of failure for 5 different businesses in your pocket all day? Dude, a good business person does not tank their stock price if they drop their iPhone in a toilet. Put it in some rice. The board meeting is tomorrow and I haven't done my PowerPoint. Sean Hannity, in his infinite wisdom, decided to show a lengthy scrolling list of all the investigations against Donald Trump to defend him?
Another House investigation into foreign gift disclosures. A D.C. probe into Trump's inauguration fundraising.
Now, a lot of people think that this makes Sean Hannity a total dingus, but it's actually a very smart technique that was once used with Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, so they're saying he ate this guy, and then he ate that other guy, and then another guy after that. Why is everyone so obsessed with how many people Mr. Dahmer ate? And why is no one talking about all the people he didn't eat? Commenting on the new Little Mermaid film, marine biology expert Matt Walsh said that it's not scientifically reasonable for a mermaid to be black.
Just from a scientific perspective, okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have someone with darker skin who lives deep in the ocean. I mean, if anything, not only should the Little Mermaid be pale, she should actually be translucent. She should be totally pale and skeletal, where you can see her skull through her face.
It's a fucking children's movie, you psycho. We'd like them to be able to sleep after watching it. Despite low ratings, the Emmys were considered a huge success this week after no one was physically assaulted. Great work, team! Actors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenny filmed themselves getting colonoscopies as part of a PSA to encourage early screenings. We're just grateful that they didn't do it for catheters. Super Bowl ads sold out at a record clip this year. Luckily, the Friday Fenix was able to secure an ad spot that was within our budget, and you're about to get a special sneak preview right now. Wow, that's really coming along. Once we shave about 3/4 of that runtime down, I think it'll be the best $2 million we've ever spent. New text messages show that Brett Favre conspired with the former governor of Mississippi to divert $5 million of welfare funds to a new volleyball stadium at his daughter's college. And you know what they say, children starving is temporary, but fond memories of your college volleyball career last forever. 19-year-old Carlos Alcaraz won the U.S. Open. The world celebrated his achievement, but sadly, he was too young to be invited. We really hope he keeps playing at this level for at least another 2 years, friends and fans said from inside the bar. Many of Carlos' Fur Affinity, a fan site for furries, has banned an AI furry porn generator to protect its artists. Now, when you tell your grandma about this story, she's not going to know what any of that means. So, we've got a helpful explainer. Just park grandma in front of the screen and we'll do the rest. Okay, grandma, so furries are people who get sexual satisfaction from dressing up in animal costumes. And a bunch of them use this one website, which is like a newspaper but with electricity. And that website said that computers couldn't make pictures of wolf penises anymore because they want people to do it instead. Well, people dressed up in wolf costumes. Make sense? Employees of Goldman Sachs were bummed to find out that the free coffee station at their office had been taken away in favor of grinding employee morale completely into the dirt. When asked how they were handling the caffeine withdrawals, one employee said, "You know, we've actually been getting by just fine." A billionaire's space penis barely penetrated the atmosphere before prematurely Let me try that again. A Blue Origin rocket launched, but then the launch was aborted. Due to Texas's new trigger law, the abortion was a felony and the rocket is expected to spend the rest of its life in prison. Tesla is considering building a lithium refining facility in Texas. We really hope that helps with Elon's mood swings. Hot controversy in the world of chess. After Hans Niemann was accused of cheating, he offered to play naked. The working theory is that he cheated by linking wireless anal beads to a computer that would send him alerts by vibrating. Man, these new chess scandals are too weird. Give me the good old days where the biggest scandal was overthrowing the opponent's monarchy through social change. And speaking of monarchy, by now you've all heard that the Queen has died. But news of the Queen's death has overshadowed an exciting development. The UK has a brand new Prime Minister, who was elected by like 12 people. Here with us to discuss is our senior British correspondent, Lynn Parker. Welcome.
Lovely to be here.
So first of all, wanted to say congratulations on your new Prime Minister. How excited are you about her?
Not very, because we're on our fourth Tory Prime Minister in I can't remember how many years. I mean, I've to the point where I actually have lost interest. It's Groundhog Day. Here we go again.
Now Britain, like every nation, is facing a lot of challenges. How soon do you think Liz Truss will have them all sorted out?
I don't think she's got hope in hell. Marginally safer pair of hands than Boris. Let's hope she can, as she keeps saying, deliver.
She does keep saying that word quite a lot.
We will deliver. I will deliver a bold plan. I will deliver on the energy crisis.
I feel like every time I'm going to go on a social media platform and see a picture of Liz Truss, she'll be saying that word again. Oh.
Now, she does have a very bold plan to solve all the country's problems by bringing back native fruits.
And I will not rest until the British apple is back at the top of the tree.
The old Leslie Knopp impression. We shall see whether Liz can solve the wine, vegetable, gas, cost of living problem. Who knows? One of my friends said, you Brits are so polite. Surely what she lacks in intelligence, she makes up for in ambition. And I thought that just sums it up.
With Liz Truss in, that means Boris Johnson is out. What are you going to miss most about him besides his raw sexual magnetism?
His visible display of affection, if you can call it that, with his missus. I don't know if you saw the pictures of him leaving Downing Street, but she must have planned her outfit several weeks before. She was wearing something that amounted, it's the sort of thing I'd go wear to a dinner party or a cocktail party. And I thought, this is weird. I feel an immense sense of relief. Actually, that's what I feel.
It sounds like you've had an incompetent narcissist elected by a minority running the country into the ground, which is just really hard for me to relate to.
Where are the real good leaders that are not intent on blowing the world up? You know, this is the scary thing. Anyone who seems to get into real positions of power is some sort of psychopath. We've both had them, America and the UK.
It really is a very special relationship. One last question for you. Where can people go to learn more about you and all the wonderful things you do?
I'm the founder and chief executive of Funny Women. We are currently in the middle of our 2022 Funny Women Awards, and that event is on sale. And that's all on our website at www.funnywomen.com.
Excellent. Everyone go check that out online or in person. And Lynn, thank you so much for being here. Back here in the States, a student loan expert said, quote, student loans aren't going to be paid back anyway, so all this talk about cancellation is out of touch with reality. So wait, if I don't make this $1,000 a month payment, nothing bad will happen? I'm just asking because math was my worst subject in college. The town of Stowe, Massachusetts has lost its Dunkin Donuts and its residents are not okay.
Those bastards.
Yeah, I'm sad. Sad for the people of Stowe.
Bummed out.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Why?
because I've been traveling further away to go to Dunkin Donuts.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How far do you have to travel now?
Over a mile and a half.
Reached for a comment, Sarah McLachlan, who's been looking for inspiration for her next sad puppy adoption song, said, I'll be right over. And finally tonight, 15,000 overworked nurses in Minnesota went on strike this week. Listen, hospitals, I don't know what you did to piss off a bunch of nice Minnesotans, but it had to be really, really bad. Like feeding a mogwai after midnight bad. Fix whatever you did, say, oh, sorry, and don't ever do it again. That wraps up this week's episode of the Friday Fenix. Don't forget to subscribe.